Hey friends, welcome to our Utsuk YouTube channel. This is our part 26 video tutorial on Java programming, and this is our last video tutorial on Java Basic. So in this video tutorial, I'm gonna provide you some of the practical questions and you could practice on your own so that you could revise all the concept of Java Basic tutorial that we have learned till date. So guys, I have made some of the list of the programs that you could practice on your own. So if you get stuck while solving these questions, then you can feel free to share your queries in a comment section below, or you can directly contact us through our website. Simply visit utsuk.com, move to the contact tab, and you can place your name, email, contact details and message and your query here, and you can send us an email. As soon as we get your email, we will respond to your email. For now, let's solve this question number 3. As it says, write both procedural and object-oriented program to calculate the area and volume of a sphere. So here are some of other questions that you can solve on your own. So in order to solve this question, let's move to the NetBeans IDE. So here I have made one project as name practice_25, and inside this project there is package named q3_procedural, and inside this package I have created one class named sphere, and here I have assigned the question, and this one is the formula to calculate the area of sphere, and this one is the volume of sphere formula. So let's begin with the procedural programming. So whenever it comes to the procedural part, we don't have to create the class and object here, as simply we can create one method. Let's say public static, and it's gonna return the double value, and the method name is area to calculate, and it takes the parameter as radius, as while calculating the area we need here radius, so it's taking the parameter as radius, and now it simply calculates the area of a sphere using the radius that we have passed here, and this method returns 4 into, as our formula is 4 pi r square, as we can use the value of pi, as Java has defined the value of pi in the java.lang.math library. So math.pi into, so it says r square. So in order to give the r square, you can even use r into r like this, or you can use again math function as math.pow and r comma 2. So if you don't want to place this math dot in each time we use the function, you can even import the Java library as import static java.lang.math.all. So you can remove this math dot now from here and simply use pi and pow function. So let's create another method so that it calculates the volume of sphere volume, and it's gonna take again the radius as r, and now the formula to calculate the volume of sphere is 4 by 3 pi r cube. So let's return this as 4 by 3. Now if we place this as 4 by 3 here, it's not gonna return the decimal point, as 4 by 3 equals to 1.33, but it's gonna only return the 1 as a value, and we cannot get the correct result. So for that you can place either 4.0 for here, or you can place here as 4.0 and 3.0 in a decimal part, so that it could return the double value and we get the exact value as 1.33 and into. So let's define pi here and pow function with r comma 3. So this is the power to the r as 3, and here the power to the r is 2. So we have defined the methods here as area and volume. Now in order to calculate the area and volume, we need to pass the radius to this method, as let's say area 5, volume 5. So let's print out this as well. Out the area of sphere is, let's remove out from here and paste it here. Again for the volume, the volume of sphere is. So let's remove out from here and paste it here. So now if we run this program, we're gonna get the area and volume of the sphere. Let's run this. As you can see, the area of sphere is and the volume of sphere is. We get the result. So this one is the procedural part that we are doing here, as here we haven't created any class or any of the object here. So this is the concept behind the procedural programming. So guys, now let's see the object oriented programs in order to solve this question number 3. So I'm gonna create one package here, q3 underscore as q3 underscore OOP, and inside this I'm gonna create one class as again sphere. So let's remove out this comment. Now simply paste this question here as well, so that it will be easier for you in later on while accessing the code. So guys, let's begin our program with the object oriented programming part in order to get the area and volume of sphere. So at first, let's define the member variable in a class. So in object oriented programming, member variable should always have the private access modifier. So let's define as private double R. Now whenever it says the concept of object oriented, then the defining of the constructor is must here. So let's define one constructor. Right click on your programming area and insert the constructor here as like this and generate it. So we have generated the constructor here. After generating the constructor, we could define the setter or getter method, or you can define your own method as well with your own method name. But here I'm going to define the setter and getter. Let's generate this setter and getter as well. Insert code and getter and setter here, and let's generate the getter and setter as well. Now here this is the repetition here, this dot r. So simply remove from here and call the setR method here and pass the radius. So let's even check for the negative radius if user assigned the negative radius. So if user assigned the radius as a negative value, then we cannot accept that negative radius. So let's give the if condition as if r is greater than equals to 0, then only assign radius, otherwise assign the default value as 0. As we have successfully implemented the constructor here and getter and setter method here. Now we need to calculate the area and volume of the sphere. So for that we can create the method as public. So it's gonna return the double value and area. As we are not passing the parameter to the area method, because we have already defined the getter and setter method, and with the help of this getter and setter method, we will be assigning the radius. So at first we get the radius as using the getter method. Let's call the getter method here and now return. At first calculating the area as 4 into pi into POW. We are using the math function. So r comma 2. Here this is pi, and let's import alt enter, and here let's make this as asterisk so that all the methods that are defined in this library is imported. So let's define one another method for calculating the volume of sphere, double volume, and let's do the same as here. Also getter method is called at first in order to get the radius and return 4.0 by 3.0 into pi into POW math function and r comma 3. So we have defined all the method, getter and setter and the constructor for our object oriented part. Now let's access all this method from the main method as PSVM. Now let's create the object of this sphere class in order to access all this area and volume method as sphere as equals to new sphere. So we need to pass here radius, as the constructor takes the parameter as r here. So we need to pass the radius while creating the object, as let's define r5. Now our radius is assigned as 5 here. Now let's Now with the help of this object, let's access the area and volume. As.area. So let's print out the message also. South, the area of sphere is, let's cut out from here and paste inside this, remove the semicolon, simply another one, the volume of sphere is s dot volume. So let's run this program. As you can see this, it's getting same result as we did in procedural part. So if it says the concept of object oriented part, then creating the constructor is must here, as in object oriented constructor is considered as must, and we need to create the method. You can even create your own method or create the getter and setter method like this. And in order to access the area and volume, I have created one method here like this, and using the getter method we have get the radius, and in the volume also we have used getter method to get the radius. And whenever we create the object and pass the radius here, the value is set to the radius, as using the constructor here we have set our method is called. Now what if we assign here as a negative radius? So it's gonna give me the result as 0, because by default the radius is 0. Here we have checked the condition to set the radius. If the negative value is exists, then do not set the r value. So it's gonna set default value as 0, and it's gonna give the result as 0. So I hope that you have understood how to solve the procedural question and object oriented programming question. So in both the method, there are quite different technique for solving the procedural part and object oriented part. So guys, we have successfully completed our Java basic tutorial programming section, and from our next lecture video we're gonna start our Java intermediate part. So in that tutorial we're gonna discuss about the file handling and about the Java Swing, Java JDBC, and all of the interesting stuff regarding the Java programming. So guys, you can easily access our all the coding stuffs and source code program. Simply visit utsuk.com and you can move to the courses section here, and you can access all the Java basic tutorial programming stuff along with the video tutorial side by side. So if you want to get the web development service as well, you can go to the contact tab and give your contact detail as your name, email, contact and message, and as soon as we get your email, we'll definitely respond to your message. So in our next lecture video, we're gonna start our Java intermediate tutorial part. So we will meet you in our next lecture video. Till then, goodbye.